Let's try this one more time then.
It's not until you get into the actual game that things start.
Going bad. Okay, well let's give this one more go. With the old Hedgehog.
Yeah.
Ouch. That's not a good way to start. But that's okay, we got invincibility television. We are fine. Go, 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 go! Run that sucker to death. Come on now, run that sucker to death.
So far, so good. It definitely seems better, but every time we've said that, you know.
Well, we'll just play it by ear. We'll see how it goes.
Yeah. Major apologies for the technical difficulties, guys. It's, you know, it's expected in the marathon. You know, we've had quite a few of them, but we always try to get them sorted out as best as we can, and thank you guys very much for sticking by us as we've been sorting things out, so.
Yep. Now, one thing I actually discovered whilst practicing this is that a lot of the special stages, you can get into the Emerald Chamber by doing absolutely nothing. Literally, if you want to get to the bit where the first 3 emeralds are, you just put down the controller, wait, and then you try and bash in all the blocks when you can. So there we go, that's 1 emerald down.
Yeah, how is the audio balance, by the way?
It should be all good now, I would imagine, but, you know, keep us posted.
Because that's what Tom says is the only thing we need to do now.
That's good. Oh, I'm gonna go back and get this extra life. There we go.
Everyone's saying the audio balance is good.
Excellent. That is most... Oh. And that's what can happen sometimes, unfortunately. Okay, let's try that again, this time with 100% less dying.
Yeah.
Alright, now, the most dangerous thing in this entire game are the spikes. Because Sonic 1 actually has a bug, where the spikes ignore invincibility. So if you get caught in between a load of spikes, you are pretty much dead.
Yeah, that spike bug has never really been... I almost said glug for some reason. That spike bug has never really been fixed, and even in post versions of Sonic 2, or Sonic 1 rather, I don't even think they fixed it, except I think on Sonic Jam, didn't they?
I think so. I think it was the same one where they gave Sonic the spin dash. I can't remember for the life of me what version of the game that was.
Yeah, speaking of Sonic 1, I hear a certain someone that they call Johnny is going to be running Sonic 1. If you can call that Sonic 1. I personally call it shit, but, you know, considering it's Sonic Genesis, but, you know.
Here we go. Second special stage we're going to treat in the similar way we did the first. We're not going to do anything until round about now. And there you go. We safely hit the special at the bit we need to be. So now we just gotta crack some diamonds. These get way more finicky later on.
And before people say I was actually calling Sonic 1 shit.
Yeah, you're kind of stepping into dangerous territory with that one, my friend.
Welcome to Danger Zone, Act 1. Donnie passed through Danger Zone, Act 1. I tend to go through that quite a lot.
Okay, can we get in yet? Not quite. Ah, there we go. And second emerald get.
Yay.
Now, unfortunately, the first couple of stages aren't exactly too exciting, but hopefully later on I'll be able to show off a couple of neat tricks for you.
Yeah, it's a good thing you're safe stating too, because these special stages can get pretty tricky later on.
Yeah, I wouldn't say it's entirely luck-based, but it's luck-based enough that you may want to consider it if you're running it on an emulator.
Yeah.
I missed out a thing here.
And of course, just like Sonic Triple Trouble, there are only 6 emeralds here. The difference though is that the last emerald has to be obtained in the special stages as well. So there's no Eggman, you know, giving you a free emerald, so...
Nope, no freebies this time. Luckily, this first boss is actually very easy.
Yep, Eggman is more so finders keepers in the Genesis games.
Selfish bastard.
Indeed.
Come on, share the wealth. And there we go, that is the first zone complete. Not exactly the most difficult thing in the world, but it'll ramp up later on. This is just your taster session.
Yep, the most infamous Sonic boss we've had.
Yep. At least it's a lot more challenging than... Yep. Well, at least it's a lot more challenging than the Master System version. Hey, I'm in a ship, and I'm going to descend towards you very, very slowly.
And of course, some people know that there was actually plans to have UFOs in the background on this stage.
I have no idea why, and I'm glad they didn't, to be honest. I think it would ruin the aesthetic.
Yeah, they originally had UFOs planned for being in the sky of Marble Zone. That didn't actually come to fruition, but thankfully, I'd rather have it, you know, be nice and pretty sky. Because we're not playing as Will Smith, we're playing as Sonic the Hedgehog.
I could just picture Sonic just bopping Robotnik over the head and going, "Welcome to Earth."
Yep.
Now, there's a couple of problems with this zone. One of them being that you can get crushed by going up a platform too soon on a couple of sections. And there's another glitch that I'll briefly show off as well, which exists in the second zone that actually allows you to phase through the scenery. So here we go. Get ourselves a couple of extra lives. Because I like to have a bit of a buffer.
Yeah, well, to be fair, if we had a bit of a buffer, that would be Twitch's doing, not us, so...
That is true, that is true. We mean buffer in the good sense.
Yeah, because believe it or not, there are good buffers out there. Just not from a technical standpoint, anyway.
Nope. But yeah, shoutouts to our audience. You have been absolutely fantastic in patience with some of these technical issues that we've been having over the marathon.
Yep. See,
there you go, once again, I got here by doing absolutely nothing. Although this one's a bit trickier, because, as you can see, there's a lot of stuff you have to go through just to get that damn emerald.
Yeah.
Ooh, hold on, I think I may have just lucked out. Yes! There we go. That normally doesn't happen. That normally takes me a few attempts to actually get back in there after the first round. So I am extremely happy with how that went.
Oh wow, you got that emerald really fast.
Yeah, fortunately it's not a difficult stage. It's like not one of those weird maze type scenarios that we've had in the past, but you get this again in the 6th stage, but the emerald is in the middle of a massive wide open space, and it's arguably the hardest emerald stages, just because there's a lot of wide open goal mouths waiting for you.
Well, the thing about the Sonic 1 special stages is I've noticed that they're not as, when it comes to the Sonic 2 ones, you have to memorize quite a bit. But with Sonic 1, it's not exactly a maze, but it kind of is a maze. So, honestly, I felt like the Sonic 1 special stages were a bit easier. Because you could...
Yeah, kind of. Although the problem is, there is still a luck factor involved, I would say, because the physics in the special stages are way different from what they are in a normal zone, just because the stage is rotating and at different speeds, so it can affect your jumping, and if you're not careful, what you think might be a safe jump could actually put you into a goal mouth.
I think it's just a matter of getting used to the physics and, trying to make sure the speed is as low as possible, because the lower, of course, the stage rotates, less it does that, better odds are that you'll have an easier time getting the emerald, because, well, you'll be able to knock out diamonds easier. Break those barriers that are in the way, yeah.
But But yeah, what I did there was I just basically phased through it, and it has something to do with when you're looking down when ducking. I have no idea what exactly causes it, but yeah. It's a good way to forego the whole ordeal of jumping, you know. Because, you know, I'm too lazy to do platforming, I'd rather just abuse glitches to do it for me.
Yeah.
One thing I quite like about Marble Garden, though, is that it has quite a lot of shortcuts. And generally said shortcuts are also very rewarding, like they give you multiple ring boxes, or occasionally they can give you an extra life. And some of them also allow you to cut a significant portion of the level as well. There's a shortcut which I'll use in Act 3, which does exactly that. Alright, let's see if I can get the 10,000 points from this. There we go.
It reminds me of Sonic 2 in Chemical Plant Zone Act 2, where you could find a hidden shortcut if you spin dashed up a slope and found in a clove. It's above where you find one of the checkpoints, and you're zooming up into the air from a little half-pipe-like structure. And from what I recall, you go in there, you find tons of ring boxes, you even find invincibility. So they reward you for that shortcut and take you straight to the boss with invincibility and all. So you can defeat Robotnik while invincible.
That is kind of awesome. Yeah. So there we go,
Yeah.
We've now got the 4th special stage. Yeah, that glitch, I wouldn't call it a Sporanda because I intentionally did it. So maybe we can come up with a different name for it. Or maybe just call it a deliberate Sporanda. Okay, this special stage isn't too difficult if you know what you're doing. Basically, the rings guide you to exactly where you need to go. And that familiar jingle will be the sound of me getting an extra continue. Hopefully I won't need to use it.
Yeah, that's another thing that I feel like makes this stage a bit easier, is because you don't have anything in your way of the rings. Like, the rings are essentially telling you where to go.
Yeah, it only applies to this stage though. There's another maze-like one coming up where you got to rely on knowing what the stage looks like. It's kind of like an S, so as long as you don't deviate from that, you'll be fine. Otherwise, there'll be gold mouse waiting for you.
Yeah. I will say this much, though, this is probably the most trippiest special stage they've ever had in a Sonic game.
I don't know. I think there have been trippier. I think the Chaotix ones are pretty damn on the trippy side.
I don't know. You gotta continue, though, so hoorah.
Although I have to say, trying to play the special stages on the PAL version will give you a headache, just because the music is so slow, and it really grates on your ears after a while because of it.
Yeah. I should note, for people who really want to sort out getting those Chaos Emeralds in Sonic 1, 2 tips. 1, you cannot get an Emerald in Act 3. Act 3 of any zone is not possible to get an Emerald in. Also, in Scrap Brain Zone, I think plot-wise they explained in the manual or something like that, where Eggman put up barriers and stuff, like some kind of force field or whatever, to make it so the rings don't appear in that zone. So you're not able to get any Chaos Emeralds and Scrap Brain because of this, so...
Yeah, so you have to get all the emeralds by Starlight Act 2, otherwise you won't have any more opportunities.
Yeah. Fortunately though, you already have 4, so you're in really good shape.
And I'm using the shortcuts which I was explaining earlier. And it literally skips about half the stage.
Which always helps considering this is Act 3 and it's kind of meh.
Yeah, you're not obligated to collect a ton of rings. All you have to do is get to Robotnik.
That shortcut. Yeah, I remember that shortcut.
But yeah, it's very generous as far as shortcut goes, because not only does it give you the extra life, it also gives you that shortcut I was talking to you about earlier.
Yeah, eye rings.
Yeah, indeed. I think I might have actually fell down. I'm not actually familiar with this bit because I normally don't mess up that part. But we'll play it by ear.
Well, we did get two donations.
Ooh.
We got a $5 donation from Jonathan Reinhardt again. It
Good
might be
man.
late in the marathon, but good to finally see Sonic 1, the game that introduced me and most likely a lot of others to Sonic back in the early 90s. Also, any incentive to not take the shortcut in the final stage, you can put this to whatever.
To not take the shortcut of the final stage. Well, because the thing is, I know two. One of them's legit, one of them's a glitch. Although the glitch is extremely hard to pull off, and in the time it actually takes me to do it, I could have just taken the shortest route and been done with it.
Well,
But no, my plan is for Scrap Brain is to just trailblaze through it.
Yeah. So, what do you want? What do you wish to put the $5 towards?
I would say let's go for the Pico games.
All right. So that is $5 towards the Pico incentive.
X.
Speaking of the Pico incentive, that's actually gonna be $6 because the other donation wants to go towards the Pico incentive too. So.
Great minds think alike.
Yep. But of course, I can't read this in my normal voice because this is a news flash. So,
oh yeah. I'm not gonna lie, I've been looking forward to being involved in one of these.
Yeah. Newsflash: the sexy and smooth Dr. Eggman was betrayed by his employees while trying to stop the evil Hedgehog Sonic. Knack the Weasel gave up all the Chaos Emeralds entrusted to him to Sonic, then ran with his paycheck when Eggman found him. Former terrorist and demolitions expert Chuckles the Enchilada joined Sonic after stupidly getting stuck in a cage. Somehow, Senators Bomb and Heavy have advised the public to look out for these menaces. Bomb Heavy for President and Vice 2016. Scott. Pico.
Excellent.
Also, welcome to probably the most 90s song you hear in Sonic.
I love the soundtrack to Spring Yard. Ooh, that was close. I thought my invincibility was going to run out at the most inconvenient time there.
Yeah.
And there we go, that's Spring Yard Zone 1 completed. And in less than a minute.
Yep. So hopefully everyone added those $6 to the Pico incentive. I'm not sure what that brings our total to.
I'll be intrigued to find out.
I'll check that.
Because I literally didn't hear of those games until they suddenly announced, oh hey, there's going to be an incentive on these games. So I'd like to see them get played just so I know what the heck they are, more than anything else.
Yeah. I believe we're actually over halfway to the Pico incentive. I could be wrong with that, but...
Ah, that is excellent. We are doing great on these special stages so far.
Well, you got the 5th one?
Yep.
Jeez. Oh wow, you almost... I saw you almost go into the goal, too.
Yeah, I didn't remember if that was where the S ended or not. So that was a bit me trying to sort of adjust on the fly.
Yeah, you only need one more to go.
And hopefully we'll get it on this stage. But we'll see what the RNG gods have to say about that. Now, this stage probably also has one of the most annoying badniks probably in this entire game, next to the bombs. It's a blue roller bug, I think it's called. Basically, it's a badnik that looks a lot like Sonic the Hedgehog. And it's invulnerable while it's curled up. And, of course, it will also jump, so you think you can jump over it, then all of a sudden it jumps with you, and before you know it, you've lost all your rings.
Yeah.
Oh wait, hold on. There's a thing down here. Yep,
Hashtag thing down here.
Hashtag thing down there, indeed.
Now, unfortunately, in Sonic 1, you're not able to spin dash because they haven't actually implemented that yet.
No.
Sonic 2 is where it, I believe it was... Which game came out first, Sonic CD or Sonic 2?
I think it was Sonic 2. I get the feeling it's Sonic 2.
Yeah, because Sonic 2 handled it a lot better. So, the spin dash anyway.
Then again, CD did also introduce the peel out. Although I never really got the big deal about the peel out, but that's just me.
Yeah, I think Alchemy Bot's having fun in the chat right now.
I bet he is. Okay, see if we can get to... Whoop! Yep, there's actually 2 goalposts here. If you jump at just the right moment, you'll go up to this one, which has a whole ton of rings. So, if you don't have quite enough to hit the special stage, I think there's about 40 rings in total there, so you could still be saved. And here we go, last special stage. This is the... probably... Oh! No! Okay. Let's just pretend that never happened. Yeah, this is, without a doubt, the hardest of all the special stages. And that's because it is a wide open space. The goals are also in a wide open space. And it is just generally very, very difficult. There's a lot more gems to deal with as well. And you actually have to use the outer ring of gems in order to stay within the main circle. And with that, 6th emerald get.
Yeah, it would take... You would get all the emeralds, and then the last one, it's like, oh, no, 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 no! Like, right when you start...
It's like a retake, but for live streams.
Retake the live stream. Sonic got them all.
Yep. No continue on that one, though. I remember when I was doing my practice run, that was probably the one I got the continues on most consistently.
Yeah. At least you got all the emeralds now, so you can quickly push through the rest of the game now.
It means Labyrinth Zone just became a hell of a lot easier for me. Because if I had to collect 50 rings whilst going through Labyrinth Zone, it would mean I would have to take significantly harder routes just to pull that off. And, to be quite honest, I like my easy routes in the Labyrinth Zone. Because it does not make me quite as scared about the stages.
Yeah.
I still have nightmares about that drowning music. It really impacted me as a kid, and it's done a pretty good job of staying up until present day.
I see.
Can we get in here? Yes, we can.
So from what I recall, you're already halfway through the game, aren't you?
After this, I will be halfway through the game.
After this level?
Yep.
Or the zone?
Okay. After this act, because we're on Act 3 now.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I wasn't kidding when we said we would have a lot of quickies coming up for the rest of the day, guys. Tomorrow will be a bit of another story, though. Because tomorrow we actually have only 2 games running on the 14th.
But trust me, those 2 games need the time. They command it.
Yeah, one game in particular that's called Sonic-a-thon. And it would figure that the most broken game in the Sonic franchise would be run by the guy who tends to find the most broken glitches in the Sonic franchise. Sonic-a-thon is being run by none other than Sparanda tomorrow at 1 PM Eastern, 6 PM GMT. And then after Spar is done with Sonic-a-thon, we have the moment you guys have been waiting for, Johnny playing Knuckles Chaotix.
I'm so looking forward to that. If I can stay up for it, I absolutely will. But, you know, 06 is a pretty significant beast. It's like an endurance up till that golden gate that promises us Knuckles Chaotix.
Oh, do we actually have 3 games tomorrow? Someone's saying in the chat there's actually 3 games tomorrow. Oh, Sonic Labyrinth is being played tomorrow. Okay. And I'm guessing Sonic Labyrinth is before 06.
Quite possibly. Alright, I can ignore that ring box over there because we got all the emeralds. We don't care about rings anymore. As long as we got more than 1, I can care less. Okay, so, with the Labyrinth Zone, normally this zone is pretty damn long. But there are means in which we can make this significantly easier for us. And one of those means is by going backwards, if you can believe it. Because if you go backwards, you'll find this platform. And this platform literally skips half the level.
This pleases the Donnie.
Well, I am very glad it does. So yeah, the rest of this stage just becomes pretty much a no-brainer at this point. It's just jump a few times, watch out for a couple of bandits here and there, and you're pretty much done. And there we go, that's Labyrinth Zone complete.
Good God, it's gonna be an interesting day tomorrow. You have 06 and Labyrinth in the same day.
Oh God. But there's Knuckles and Chaotix, so we at least have that.
Okay, so I have the correct schedule now. Okay, like I said, the day starts tomorrow at 1 p.m. Eastern Time, 6 p.m. GMT, with Spar doing 06. Then, after Spar is done with 06, Johnny will be doing Sonic Labyrinth. After Johnny does Sonic Labyrinth, he'll also be doing Knuckles Chaotix. So, you guys got another double Johnny feature tomorrow.
I can't name very many people who would not like a double bill of Johnny. That guy is absolutely phenomenal at what he does. Alright, now... Oh, that's not what I wanted. This is what I wanted.
Well, one thing I've noticed...
Ah, okay. Couldn't quite do it that time, so we're going to have to take the long way.
Well, one thing I've noticed is that Johnny tends to be the backup game player, and I tend to be the backup co-commentator, so...
Honestly, both you and Johnny have been absolute troopers throughout this marathon, and I absolutely appreciate and respect the work that you both do.
Well, it's all for the kids, you know? Anything for charity.
Indeed,
Even if it means staying up until 3, 4, 5 o'clock in the morning watching MBM play Sonic Battle.
Oh, I couldn't stay up for that because I was working all day, but from what I heard, people absolutely enjoyed it.
I was there for the entire thing. It was something else.
I'll definitely have to catch a lot of that when it goes up.
Yeah, there'll have to be some editing because Knuckles was quite a chore. But other than Knuckles taking a good while in one of the fights, other than that, it went pretty smoothly.
Glad to hear it. Now, I didn't actually get the run that I wanted to from that zone, so if I have a little bit of time, I'll briefly go back to it and show you what I was trying to do. Because you may have noticed that I was trying to jump behind the button, and there is actually a very good reason for that. And hopefully I'll be able to show it to you, but if not, I can give you the rough description, which is you can actually glitch through the entire level by jumping on the platform while it moves. You'll actually go through the walls, and then if you hold left, you'll literally go to the very, very end of the zone. It's a little tricky to pull off, obviously, because you have to hit the button at the sort of the right angle to ensure you get enough speed to actually get the platform while it moves.
And then Sonic just slides indefinitely for the end of time. The end.
Yep. Ooh, I could actually die here.
Well, it's Labyrinth, so of course you could.
Oh, that drowning music is... Ugh. It gives me the chills.
It haunts people even today.
Well, Sonic EXE didn't exactly help with that either.
Well, here's the thing. This tune is the Sonic.exe of audio. The drowning music, so...
Ah. That may be when the actual thing came from, then. I'm not entirely familiar, I just got introduced to it on the fly by one of my friends.
I jokingly say the tune is the Sonic EXE of, Sonic.exe of audio, because it's made people panic at so much and stuff. So...
Okay, let's see if we can do this without drowning this time. That would be wonderful. I'll get a bubble here just to be on the safe side.
Yeah. I may never understand why is it that Sonic can drown, but Mario can't.
Mario has mushroom powers.
Well, Sonic has ring power.
Unfortunately, rings don't help you breathe underwater. Apparently mushrooms help you breathe underwater, rings don't.
But Sonic has rings and the superpower of teamwork. Ouch. Obviously that must help them stay alive.
Yeah, you get some weird things in this game where you can sort of get quote-unquote crushed, and where you should only really have taken damage.
Oh, what the hell?
Yeah.
Well, yeah, to be fair, Mario does drown in some games.
But yeah, Labyrinth Zone. It'll fuck your entire house completely.
Is it safe to say that anything named Labyrinth in the Sonic franchise deserves to be mocked incessantly for being horrible?
I would say so. I think it pretty much comes synonymous with the name at this point.
Yeah.
The boss as well, I find, is probably the hardest out of being, well, even the whole of Sonic 1, to be honest. Since it's strictly not a boss, but a gauntlet that you have to complete before you drown.
X Events Light, Mario can breathe in space too. It's called the Galaxy Games.
Oh yeah, breathing in space, because that's totally a thing. But then again, to be fair, Sonic can breathe in space as well, so they're kind of on even footing in that regard.
Yeah.
One's a little tricky to get to. You have to approach the spring at a particular angle. Alright, now we got that. We'll get another bubble just before we go. Yeah, the aim with the Labyrinth Zones is wherever you can, just take your time. It is not worth trying to Zerg rush these things if you can avoid it.
I can only imagine Rave Zone. Ugh. Then again, there is Rave Zone in this game. It's called the Special Stages.
And now we begin our ascent. Now there's also a shield up here, so we'll grab that as well before we go. And here we go! Boss time!
Woo.
Our enemy is not Robotnik, but the level itself. Again, I would recommend trying to take your time, but of course don't take too long, because the water's creeping right up behind you.
It's Jaws. Dun it. Dun.
Dun-dun-dun-dun. That goddamn shark is here. Wow, I actually did that first time. I, honest to God, was not expecting that.
You were just perfecting this game so far. Like,
I'm not doing as well as I could be, but I'm happy with how it's going so far. Just the fact I managed to get all the emeralds, while technically failing once, is already way better than what I expected to do. And now we're going to have a nice relaxing zone.
see, that's the thing. How is that even a boss? Like, all you did was just chase him.
Yeah, like I said, it's more like a gauntlet that gets set. I'm not even sure if it's even possible to kill him. But then again, I don't think I've actually been able to put myself in a position where I've hit him enough times it would have done. But yeah, I love this zone. It's a nice relaxing pace compared to the Labyrinth Zone. It's like a breather before you have to go into Scrap Brain Zone. And then that's where things really get crazy.
Oh yeah. Welcome to Space Zone.
And this is actually one of the times where I actually, in a ways, prefer the PAL version. Just because I like the slower pace that it provides. And I think Tom will agree with me on that one as well. Even though I'm normally the kind of person who says, oh, PAL sucks, it can make a few songs actually a lot better. I mean, depending on the mood, obviously.
Checking donations, we do not have anything new. But yep, Stardust Zone is actually, or Starlight Zone rather, Stardust, something in Sonic CD.
Yep.
Starlight Zone is, it's actually very quick. Unlike Labyrinth, you go fast a lot. Apparently with Volk, he just goes over walls.
Yep, you know, I don't give any damns about your walls.
And like I said, the levels are very short too, especially if you know the shortcuts. You could, I think you can even beat Act 2 within a minute.
Yep, that's right. Now, you can actually jump over the wall here as well if you get on the spring. And there's another nice little skip for you. I don't think it's as significant a skip as some of the others I've demonstrated, but it cuts a few seconds and cuts a lot of nonsense.
What? Why are you're breaking this game in more ways than one. Why haven't you gone into MBM mode and just speedrun this?
Actually, I was honestly considering trying to learn to speedrun this for the Sonic-a-thon, but I would need a lot more practice and a lot more patience. But who knows, I might try it at some point, you know, have a game I can speedrun under my belt. That'll be one thing to cross off the bucket list.
And thanks for proving me right that you can beat this act in under a minute. Oh, Volk, you're so good with proving me right. It's almost like I know what I'm talking about and you're here to, you know, actually play the game and shut me up, so...
Come on, I may have only known you a few days now, but I wouldn't show you up.
A few days?
I wouldn't let you down.
But you commented on Sonic 2 on the 5th, I believe.
Okay, more like a week.
Thank you.
There you go, that's where I want to be.
No, you can't make that bridge drop because it's not a bridge, Volk.
Nope.
You don't need to keep giving Sonic headaches every time you do that.
Actually, one thing I see speedrunners do a lot is those bits in Act 1 where you got like the hole in the middle of the loop, so you can either go down or you can carry on. There's a way that a lot of speedrunners can continue keeping their momentum throughout that part, and I could never quite get the hang of it. I tried and tried, and I could never get it right. And here we go.
Yeah.
Fifth boss, not exactly too challenging, but at the same time he has a very unique mechanic that can be a little on the tricky side to get used to, just because you have to time it right. But you actually have two ways you can actually attack him. And that is you either use the spiky balls, or use the spiky balls to propel yourself upwards. And unlike most springs, when you bounce up here, you actually curl, so you can actually hit the boss safely. I myself prefer the spiky ball method, wherever I can. There you go. Just to demonstrate that one.
Spike wisp.
Yeah, no cheap boss strap wisp shenanigans here. You gotta break the game normally if you want to get the good runs.
You can't, you can't face through a wall.
Yeah, I guess I kind of...
For all we know, Eggman might be the wall.
Eggman is the wall. He is your worst enemy.
Egg is wall.
This speedrun is too slow. I reject this run. Good to know that the moderators in the chat have every little bit of faith in me. And here we go. Last zones of the game. Scrap Brain Zone. Easily my favourite damn level in any damn Sonic game. And in good Sonic spirit, we're going to go fast.
Damn, it's here. It's actually Volkamar playing. That's Snake. Snake played Triple Trouble.
Now, Tom actually saw me practice this stage, so hopefully I can make a repeat of what I was able to show off to him.
Well, as long as you don't get hit by those freaking caterpillars.
That would be absolutely terrible. I tend to get deliberately hit on this level a lot just to save time.
Well, it's not like you can collect the chaos.
Come on, come on! Anyway. Yes! Less than a minute! Eat it!
Did you... Wait, I missed something here.
The entire level, most likely. I am so happy with that. That could not have gone better if I had tried.
Dude, what? Okay, Volk runs live, coming to you for the Sonic-a-thon.
Now, this is probably the hardest damn zone in the game. I will get hit a lot. Most of it will be deliberate, just because I don't want to deal with having to maneuver through buzzsaws.
God damn, Volk. When I beat Spinball and beat the Showdown, I didn't get that excited like you just did.
I'm a very excitable person. I get hyped very easily.
The hype is real.
Oh yeah. That's why I watch EVO every year.
And while he'll probably end up playing Sonic 1 at EVO, channeling people to tournaments.
I'm gonna get the invincibility television here just to be on the safe side. I usually don't need it, but considering it's only a couple of seconds away, I usually make use of it. Just because I don't have to go down here while maneuvering bouncing balls, while going across swimming balls and chains, and all kinds of other assorted nonsense you generally don't want to be dealing with.
Yeah.
And there we go, that's Act 2 done. Just one more and then the final boss and we're done.
Between you and Snake, it's almost like you guys don't want me on the air at all.
Yeah, we have collaborated to ensure you get as little screen time as possible. Robotnik, I hate to break this to you, but you seem to have a hole in your ceiling. You may want to get that checked out.
Beautiful.
Alright, let's see if I can get a good run on this part.
Oh god, he does have a hole in the ceiling. Okay then. And welcome to Labyrinth Act 4.
Yeah, this is technically Labyrinth Zone Act 4. I don't care if it's called Scrap Brain, I refuse to believe it is even part of Scrap Brain. Oh, please, spiky balls. You're the bane of my existence, spiky balls. Okay, what I'm showing you now is actually the quickest legit route through Scrap Brain Zone.
Mostly this act, though. Because it's a horrible act, and I will say this much, no one wanted to play Labyrinth again, Sega.
No. Alright,
No
we got the
one-
final boss, 6 lives. I think we ought to be okay. But, you know, touch wood, obviously. Whoop.
Yep, welcome to the final zone. If that wasn't clear, this is the final zone.
Yeah, the name kind of gives it away. Whew. Okay, that could have gone horribly wrong.
Yes, unfortunately, there is no way of telling where Eggman is going to end up, except you'll have a 50-50 shot of getting it right depending on what the pillars are.
Yep.
Which pillars are going up and down.
Sometimes
so.
you can get into the middle of the two that are dropping down and increase your chances significantly. Yeah, I tend to find if you're about to get crushed, jumping, more often than not, actually saves your bacon. So when in doubt, jump.
If you have time to worry, then jump.
That is a good way to go about it. Again, jumping saves my ass. Actually, probably one of the safest ways to beat this boss is actually to try and stay in this corner. And just hope he appears. But because I'm me, I don't listen to reason. And I gotta be flashy.
You're showing off like I did with I was trying to do a spinball, so...
Yeah, but that actually worked. You seem to forget this.
For the most part. For the most part, it worked for me in Spinball. The machine was probably my lowest point, because I spent so much time trying to get that freaking emerald without using the flippers, which I have been able to do before. I assure you guys, I have been able to do that before. Multiple times. Just didn't want to work with me for that, but I guess if it meant doing an all no-death run, you know, I have no problem sacrificing that for no death, so...
I love this song. It is so good. Robotnik, why do you do this to me?
Well, it's
You
always better to play it
tease!
safe.
You absolute tease!
Well, it's always better to play it safe than not at all. Oh my god.
Yeah, he's really, really cock-blocking me on this one.
He just doesn't want you to hit him. Okay, he did. Wow.
Okay, Robotnik has not normally been this uncooperative. And the moment I go over here, he appears on the other side. Wonderful.
It's almost like he's not random at all.
Yay! There we go. Right, one more hit. One more hit. It's not technically not over yet. And here we go. For the kids!
Hashtag for the kids. And make sure you hit his eggmobile, because lol.
I'm not entirely sure if you can actually fall off the edge.
You can.
I think it stops you. And here we go. We actually got the good ending as well. And look at how bright and shiny and happy all the animals are. What the hell are those flowers? Got some pawpaw fruit flowers going on here. And there we go. That was Sonic the Hedgehog 1 on the Sega Mega Drive, the game that started off the entire Sonic franchise, and the one probably I hold the nearest and dearest to my heart. So, Donnie, what are your final thoughts on this game?
I really do have respect for this game, considering what precedents it's established, and you know, it pretty much launched Sonic's career off, and I can't, I have to tip my hat off to the game for that. However, I do have to admit there is definitely some flaws with this game. It's not a perfect game. It reminds me a lot of the original Crash Bandicoot game in the trilogy on the PS1, where Sonic was just not. He didn't really have much to him at this time. He ran fast, but he didn't have a spin dash. He didn't have a super peel out or anything. All you could really do was just bounce on the robots and attack them. And he did get that spin dash in Sonic 2, which I really do love. I feel like the spin dash in Sonic 2 is where it was at its best. But I do have to give Sonic 1 lots of credit for what it did, and that it launched Sonic's career, and thankfully we never really had a water level like Labyrinth ever again, too. They really wanted to stretch that a lot.
Yeah, but luckily there are ways, which hopefully I've shown you for the most part, on how to make that Labyrinth Zone a little bit easier. It's definitely the zone that gets me most struggle, but ever since I practiced this game a bit, I've had a heck of an easier time with it.
Yeah. But next up, guys, is Emerald's playing Sonic 4 Episode 2.
Absolutely.
Because I'm sure you guys have been aware that he played Episode 1 recently. But now he's going to be taking on... Yep, now he's going to be taking on Episode 2.